Welcome to Sai Tech Info channel, my dear students. In today's session, I'll be explaining about LCR series, that is AC circuit in LCR. L represents inductor, C represents capacitor, R represents resistor. When you consider this impedance, in fact that is we can have three combinations. We already discussed about that is L and C. L separately, C separately. What is L? Inductor. C capacitor. R resistor. So now we can have combination. Now we will study LC combination and then LCR combination, that too in series. First let us discuss LC series. LC means that consists of what? Inductor and capacitor only. Are you able to follow? Now let us look at this. This is called CR series in an AC circuit. Please note down. CR series in AC circuit. Look at this diagram. Here you have got the AC source, which is given as sinusoidal voltage in the circuit diagram, right? And R represents the resistor, C represents the capacitor. So this R and C, that is a resistor and a capacitor, they are connected in series. And the voltage across this resistor is called VR. Then voltage across a capacitor is represented as VC. Now the current is passing and that is represented as I, right? In fact, these VC and I, that is the angle between the VC, that is a voltage current vector, voltage capacitor vector, okay? That is capacitor voltage vector, and the current is 90 degree. The phase angle is 90 degree, that is pi by 2, right? And now let us look at the phasor diagram here. You have got x-axis and y-axis. Along x-axis we have got VR. Along y-axis downward we have got VC, and that should be represented as V subscript C. In this diagram it is wrongly given as VC, but you please correct that. V subscript C, that represents the capacitor voltage. As we already discussed, the phasor is nothing but the plot drawn between the phase and the vector. And what are the vectors here? Current vector is here, voltage vector, and a voltage across capacitor, voltage across a resistor. So we can have various types. Now in this case let us have x-axis. Along x-axis we have, that is VR, and along y-axis we have VC, okay? So in this phase diagram we have got the x-axis and y-axis. Along x-axis we have VR, along y-axis we have VC. VC, V, that is capacitor voltage, V subscript C. Now we have got the phase angle between these, that is phi. So phi, that indicates the phase angle, is it not? So in this case when it is 90 degree, so here with respect to current it is a 90 degree. Are you able to follow? With respect to current it is 90 degree. Now let us consider the next one. What about the impedance here? Impedance is given by Z, which is nothing but Vrms divided by Irms. In fact, impedance is the equivalent term for an AC circuit to the resistance, okay? So since it involves capacitor and resistor only, we have considered these two, that is R and XC. So Z is equal to Vrms. RMS means what? Root means square value of the velocity, voltage. Similarly, Irms, root means square value of current, okay? So this is almost similar to Ohm's law, is it not? You take R, that R is equal to V by R, that is V is equal to IR. So similar to that, here Z is equal to Vrms divided by Irms. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now that is given as the whole square root of r squared plus xc squared. How it comes? That is based on the Pythagoras theorem, is it not? Okay, that z acts as the hypotenuse, and along x-axis and y-axis you have got r and the xc. So that z squared is equal to r squared plus xc squared. You can look at the diagram, and based on that you can arrive at. Therefore, z is equal to the whole square root of r squared plus x squared c. Got it? Right. Now, what is the phase angle? We know already phase angle. Phase angle is a phi, is it not? So this phi is the angle between xc and r. So therefore, tan phi is nothing but xc divided by r. Got it? So here, this xc can also be represented as 1 by c omega, is it not? Xc is nothing but 1 by c omega. Therefore, tan phi can be represented as 1 by c omega r. You got it? Okay? Right. And what do you mean by xc? Xc is nothing but the capacity reactance. Are you able to follow? What is xc? Capacity reactance. And what is the formula for xc? Expression for xc in terms of omega? 1 by c omega. What is c? Capacitance in farad. And what about omega? Angular frequency. Angular frequency is also given as theta by t. Is it not? Omega is equal to theta by t. Is it not? Omega is equal to theta by t. And in turn that can be represented as 2 pi nu also in terms of frequency. Okay? Right. Now, if V is equal to V0, that is V0 sine omega t. And you know already I is also equal to I0 sine omega t plus phi. Is it not? Omega t plus phi. What is this phi? That is the angle. Is it not? Right. Now, this V0 and I0 are called what? Peak voltage and peak current. Got it? Respectively. And here we can talk about the power factor also, which is nothing but cos of phi. That's all. So cos of phi, that is cos phi is equal to R divided by Z. Are you able to follow? R divided by Z, and that is nothing but R divided by, you can substitute the value of Z here, which is nothing but the whole square root of R squared plus XC square. Got it? Excuse me. Right, now let's move further. Just like we discussed RC, we can also discuss LC series. So we can have various combinations. Okay. So let us consider the LC series in AC circuit. Okay. Now how we can represent impedance is nothing but Z, that is given by Vrms divided by Irms, and in this case Z is nothing but the difference between the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance. Are you able to follow this? So this is why there is a minus, because these two are almost the phase angle is the phase difference between XL and XC is 180 degree. So they travel in opposite directions, and that is why you are able to get XL minus XC. Got it? And with respect to R, the angle between that is voltage and current is pi by 2, 90 degree. Okay, but the angle between XL and XC is 180 degree, just they are opposite, and that is why you are able to get the resultant reactance, which is nothing but XL minus XC. You got this point? Right. So here we already, that is we have discussed cos phi is equal to 0. What is that? Cos phi is equal to 0. Now let us discuss the combination LCR series in AC circuit. So here we have R resistor, L what is that? Inductor, C capacitor. Okay. Shavan, what is VR?
Voltage across resistor.
Voltage across resistance or resistor. What is VL?
Voltage across inductor.
Inductor. What is VC?
Voltage across capacitor.
Very good. Now let us have the AC source. This is the AC source. Got it? And the vectors are here. That is I vector. What is that I vector? Current vector. What about VR? Voltage
across resistor.
across the resistor vector. What about VL?
Voltage across
Inductor. What is the VC?
Voltage across.
Now when you look at the phase angle between VC and I, is it not? That is an angle 90 degree. Actually it is a lagging, is it not? But what about VL? VL is pi by 2, 90 degree advanced to the current. Correct? Okay? Right. Now let us consider the phasor diagram. So along x-axis you have got current. Along y-axis you have got voltage. So in this voltage we have, so in the y-axis we have got the VL on the positive y side, VC on the negative side, that is capacitor voltage on the negative y, and on the positive direction, that is positive y, we have got VL. Along x-axis we have got current. Got this point? Okay. So now let us consider, and in fact this VR, that is also acting, but that is acting along the x-axis. Are you able to follow? That is along, that is I. Got it? Along I. Okay. So here we have the angle between V and this x-axis, that is I, that is phi. Okay. So this is called the phase diagram, and this is the voltage. Okay. So this voltage is a combination of VL, VR, VC, is it not? So now let us proceed further. Impedance. In this case we have included resistance, capacitor and inductor. So in that case we have to introduce here R, XL. What is XL? Inductive reactance. And what is XC? Capacitive reactance. Okay. So the Z is equal to the whole square root of R squared plus XL minus XC, the whole square. So this one is as per Pythagoras theorem. That is hypotenuse squared is equal to opposite square plus adjacent square. So in this case we have got R and the XL minus XC. Okay, right. And as I already discussed, the phase difference between XL and XC will be 180 degree. That is pi, and that is why they are just opposite to each other. Okay, right. Now that is equal to this Z, that is impedance, is also given as VRMS divided by IRMS. Okay. Now when XL exceeds XC, what is XL? Inductive reactance. When inductive reactance is exceeding, is greater than the capacitive reactance, then what will happen? That is V lead by phi. Okay. And also if XL is less than XC, then V lags behind I. Okay. By how much angle? Phi angle. And this tan of angle phi is equal to XL minus XC whole divided by R. Is it not? So this tan phi can also be given in terms of voltage. So VL minus VC divided by what? VR. Are you able to follow? Actually this XL and the XC, these are all the equivalent terms to the resistance, that you know. Actually that is, we go by VL minus VC divided by VR, and in each case we can introduce what? That is Ohm's law. For example, what is VL? Which is nothing but I into XL. What is the VC? I into XC. What is the VR? I into R. So in all these cases I is common. So in the numerator we have got I, denominator also. So we can cancel this I, and that is why we are able to get XL minus XC divided by R. Got this point? Right. Next. Here, so the same in resonance, resonant LCR AC circuit, when XL is equal to XC, resonance arises. So here impedance, that is Z, is equal to R. Do you know why? Because XL is equal to XC means then XL minus XC becomes a 0. Is it not? So XL minus XC is equal to 0 means In this case, let us go to the previous snippet. Here we have XL minus XC. When XL is equal to XC, this becomes 0. So square root of R squared is nothing but R. So in that case, impedance is equal to R. Are you able to follow? So that's what we are given here. That is impedance. That is Z minimum. That is equal to R. And the phase difference between V and I, that we already discussed, because V is passing along x-axis, is it not? So here V and I is 0. That is phase difference between V and I is 0. The resonant angular frequency, that is given by omega c, which is nothing but the reciprocal of square root of LC, is it not? So what is this L? Inductance. Got it? Inductance. What is the unit for L? Anyone? Inductance?
Ohm.
Henry. And what is the C? Capacitance. What is the unit for C?
Farad.
Farad. Okay, right. Now we have average power consumption, and in fact that P average becomes maximum. And similarly, current becomes maximum, and the I max is equal to V RMS divided by R. So these are all the important characteristics of LCR circuits that is connected with the AC in series. Got it? Right. Next. Now let us talk about LC oscillations. Let us consider this capacitor and the inductor. They are connected and its circuit is given here. When the charged capacitor, is it not? The capacitor is duly charged. You know very well, capacitor is the device where you can store the stationary charges, is it not? So we are previously charged and we have connected to the inductor. Okay, so the charged capacitor is connected to the inductor, right? The current flows through the inductor, is it not? So when the current flows through the inductor and the energy stored in the inductor in the form of magnetic field, is it not? That we already know. In inductor, energy is stored in terms of magnetic field. What about capacitor? That is stored in terms of electric field. Okay, well, now the capacitor discharges and vice versa. Are you able to follow? That is why the energy oscillates between capacitor and inductor. So charge takes place, discharge takes place. Charge takes place, discharge takes place. Okay. So this kind of oscillation arises, and that is called, this is the oscillation occurring between inductor and the capacitor, and that is finally represented as a circuit diagram as well as an equation, that is a frequency of oscillation omega naught is given by the reciprocal of a root of the product of inductance and the capacitance. So that is given as an equation, omega naught is equal to 1 divided by LC. Got it? Now, if the circuit is not ideal, then what will happen? That is, there will be a damping. That is, oscillations finally die away. What do you mean by damping? That is, for example, let us have the oscillation like this, and as the time goes on, the intensity comes weak. That is, what do you mean by intensity? The square of the amplitude. What is amplitude? The wave height. So the wave height getting reduced. It is getting reduced, and finally it arrives at the neutral point, that is 0. That is called damping. So the oscillation finally die away. And in order not to damp, that is we should not make it vanishing. So in order to avoid this vanishing of oscillations, what we are supposed to do? We have to provide continuously the energy. Are you able to follow? Right. So I hope now you are able to understand about the LC oscillations. Okay. What do you mean by LC oscillation? Inductor capacitor oscillation. Okay. Right. Next one. Let us proceed with the quality factor. What is quality factor? Quality factor is represented as Q, which is nothing but omega naught and the difference between omega 2 and omega 1. Where omega 1, omega 2 are the frequencies when current decreases to 0.707 times of the peak value. We have got already the relationship between the effective value and the peak value, is it not? I naught and I, V naught and V, and we have got these VMS or IRMS, all these things between I naught and IRMS. Okay, so based on that, quality factor is the ratio between, that is what you call the inductor voltage and the voltage across the resistor, and it can also be represented as the ratio between VC and VR. What is VC? The voltage across capacitor. VR, the voltage across the resistor. The VC is given as L omega. So L omega naught, that represents the maximum frequency, angular frequency, omega naught. So omega naught L divided by what? R. So that is equal to, that is, you can put instead of L omega, that is we can replace by VC also. What is VC? Which is nothing but 1 by C omega. Is it not? So instead of in terms of L, we can give in terms of C also. So in that case, VC is that is substituted by 1 by C omega naught. Okay. So in that case, it becomes 1 by C omega R. Got it? So omega R can be split and into the the square root of L by C. You can combine this. Okay. So that now this quality factor is totally given in terms of omega naught and omega 1, omega 2, the difference in the peak value current. Okay, right. The quality factor, this is explained as Q is equal to 2 pi into the ratio between the maximum energy stored and the energy dissipated per cycle in a given time. How much energy is dissipated? Are you able to follow? So energy stored, for example, you are saving some money, but you have to spend it, is it not? The quality factor is dependent on how much money you have saved and how effectively you have used this, that is spent this money per cycle. Okay, so similar to that, Q here, the quality factor in the frequency is given as 2 pi into maximum energy stored divided by energy dissipated per cycle. Do you understand this point? Right. Now, and there is a very important point about oscillation, because these oscillations can take place in mechanical system, and here you can see in oscillations in electrical system also. Now let us find out the difference between that is oscillations taking place in mechanical system and the electrical system. Okay, take down. You can change the spell, correct the spelling. It is put yes, it is not yes. Please correct it as E. So mechanical system versus electrical system. Mass is represented as small m, and the equivalent term in electrical system is inductance, that is L. And similarly, force constant, that is K in mechanical system, and the reciprocal of capacitance is the equivalent term for the constant, that is force constant, 1 by C. Then displacement here is x, and in this case it is r, that q, the charge. So here the velocity is represented as what is the displacement taking place in a given time, that is dx by dt. Okay, so velocity is the instantaneous displacement in a shortest interval of time, is it not? Whereas current here is equivalent term for the velocity, that is equal to I is given as rate of change of charges, that is rate of flow of charges, we can say dq by dt, that is given as I. Then mechanical energy is stored here, whereas and dissipated, and here electrical energy is stored and dissipated. Okay, and this is given by, that is the E is given by half kx squared plus half mv squared, whereas in this case potential energy is given as, that is in the electrical system, half q squared c divided by c, q squared divided by c plus 1 by 2 L I squared. You know very well about a Q. What is Q? Q is nothing but charge of electron, total charge of total charge, because Q is the integral multiples of electronic charge. That is, Q is also given as Ne, is it not? And Q can also be interpreted as IT also. Q is equal to IT. Okay, right. So half Q squared divided by C that is the first part of the potential energy or the energy, plus 1 by 2 into L into I square. Got it?